I'm sorry, I'm ready when everyone else is ready to put this live.
Alrighty, and we are live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the February 15th PTC meeting. Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties. So we're on live now. As a reminder, if you're on the Google Meets or the YouTube, please put in your email address in the chat box. That way I can make sure to send you the direct link, or if you need any information or anything, we can always get that to you. I am just quickly typing in who is in our meeting right now. Mrs. Sewell, unfortunately, is having some difficulties in her house with internet, so she is not at the meeting. Also, as a reminder, kind of the meeting expectations, we like to have the camera on. If you don't feel comfortable having the camera on, no worries. This isn't school. We're not going to make you. But if you do have the camera on and you need to step away, then we ask that you turn off the camera just to kind of be, polite to other people. And also be careful of what you have in the background, because we are kind of representing school. So we want to make sure that there's nothing behind us. Sometimes our families do come around, and we do know that. Let me quickly share the agenda so everybody knows what is going on. Okay, I believe you can see my agenda now. I'm going to make that bigger so you can probably try to read it. No, that's not going to... Okay, I don't know how to make that. Oh, well, here, let's just do that. Can you guys still see the agenda?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just can't see it now. But okay, so just some quick little welcome notes that we're going to have. If Mrs. Sewell is able to come in, she will give us our principal's report. Then if we do have a teacher in, they can do a teacher moment about what's going on in their classroom. And then we quickly get into business. Just some things we'll review is about our winter bingo announcements, reminder about box tops, some things that are coming up with merchandise orders, spring pictures, book fair, ideas for spring, and then the treasurer's report. Unless, Katie, would you prefer to do that first, or do you want to wait until the end?
Well, I just got the reimbursements that we have, because I don't really have the report done.
Okay.
But we can go over the reimbursements that we got. We got in 4 of them.
Okay.
And
so you want to just do that at the end then, or do you want to do that before new business?
We can do it at the end. That's fine.
Okay. And then just a reminder, we have the March 15th, April 19th, and then May 17th PTC meetings. So as a reminder, open positions are still available. We still have a few board positions. If anyone's willing to raise their hand and say, hey, I'll try working on that for a couple months to help you guys out. We need a PTC secretary. They take our meeting minutes down, and we get approved by the board each month. We need a volunteer coordinator with the schools being open, someone to help send out emails and get parents to help in the classrooms and with different events. And then a co-treasurer works with Katie, usually taking the checks to the bank. Ultimately, we'd like to train a co-treasurer to take over as treasurer, because it is Katie's and Richard's last year. And so Katie would love to take the time these last few months to actually train somebody how to do the treasurer's report and QuickBooks. I'd also be willing to train somebody on president. And I know Richard got somebody to help out with book fair, but we could work on someone being vice president to be a backup to the president. So those are the current open board positions, as well as we have many of our coordinating positions still available as well. So if anybody has any questions or want to help out or step up, please raise your hand, message me. We also have Facebook. You can message us, our website. Would be happy to get some new ideas and some new blood into PTC. So without having a secretary and my work schedule and personal life getting very hectic and unreliable personally, I am wondering, instead of having meeting minutes where we actually type out what happened, will the members approve us to have meeting notes instead? What I mean by meeting notes, I stopped my sharing. Let me share my window. I'm a very analytical, organized person. I know that. I'm really bad. But an example of my meeting notes is right here. Basically, I type in notes as we are talking about things, mainly for myself, and I just haven't had the time to really put things into sentences. So where there's a red about the members, I would put that. With the reimbursements, I've already have those written down because I gave them to Katie. But I just don't have time to really type everything up into actual minutes, and sentences, basically. So I was wondering if we'd be okay just to approve having meeting notes for this year.
It should be fine, except you still need to call them minutes. Like, meeting minutes don't have to be formalized and all typed out and everything like that. Like, I do minutes for my monthly credit meetings at work, and it's literally just the notes that we've taken during that meeting. But due to bylaws and things like that, we need to have something on file called meeting minutes. So, but I think your version of notes is fine.
Okay, that's fine. I just, when I think of minutes, I think of typed out in sentences. Notes are not full sentences, but like per Katie needs to call them minutes, not notes, is basically what I put down instead of writing it out in a sentence. Would this be okay with the board and our members approving to not have full sentences like we've had in the past and just some notes?
Yeah, just call it minutes.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yes.
Okay. It's to be called minutes, not notes. Approved. Okay. Well, if anyone has any questions about that, please reach out to me. We can definitely talk about it. Okay. Mrs. Sewell is not here. Not here due to internet. Okay. I don't think we have any teachers on unless they're on the YouTube channel. Adam, do you see if anybody is on YouTube or have any teacher moments they want to share?
There's nobody talking on YouTube right now, and
Okay.
I don't show anyone viewing outside of us. So, nope, nobody on here for teacher minutes.
Okay. Thank you. If anyone does have anything, please put it in the chat if you're on YouTube. If you're on Google Meets, you can just unmute and we'll definitely get you in. Our winter event, we did the winter bingo. I finally had a chance to go through, separate them by the classrooms. And we've had a few people, a couple people put in. Mrs. Conan's class had almost the whole class turned one in. That is awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Conan, for helping us out. But in Mrs. Bloom's class, Jessica was the only one that turned it in. So she got it. In Mrs. Tarsh's class, only Lola turned hers in. I had these ordered. Mrs. Verdorn or Mrs. V had 4 children, and Mira, I think is how you say her name. I pulled her name. Basically, how I did this is I turned them all upside down, and I told my son to pick one. He thought it was a prize for him, so he was unfortunately sad. Daxton was in Ageno's classroom. Leo's was pulled for Conan's. Shannon was pulled for Mrs. Daniels' classroom. Faith was pulled for Mr. Keogh's classroom. Mrs. Yand, Samantha's name was pulled. And the only staff member that turned one in was Mrs. Daniels. So those are our 9 winners. And we have $5 eye candy gift cards. I will get out to them in the next week or so. I will get to the next month or so. I don't know when I'll be able to get a chance to get to the school when people are there. But I will definitely try to get those out. If anyone has any questions about the students or how that occurred, please reach out to me. My email is the northgreshamptc@gmail.com. Next, just reminder is box tops are due March 1st. I did have about 5 box tops turned into the PTC box, and all 5 of them were expired. So I know a lot of box tops are going to scan on your phone app. So you just scan your receipt and it will tell you if you automatically won or if there's box tops that come back to us or not. And if you're like me and don't buy a lot, each receipt gets to go into a national pool of like a $500 donation to us. So even if you don't buy box tops, but still scan your grocery receipts, you can still enter to win to give us $500 just by scanning your receipt. So even if you don't buy box tops, you can still scan them. If anyone has any questions how to scan your receipt, please email me or find us on Facebook. Maybe I'll see if I can try finding that link again and I can put that out. Facebook scan receipts link. Does anybody have any questions about box tops or how to do that? Okay.
I didn't know about the entering into drawings, so that's cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm cheap. I buy store brand stuff versus name brand. But every time you scan it, it'll say, you didn't have any box tops. Do you want to enter to win? You can just click yes or no. So far, our school for this school year from July of 2021 to June of this year, we've earned $31.70. I believe that is just from the app, not from anybody else, or not from the box tops that were turned in that I got in October for the November. But I did get a couple of the flyers out, or tried to, I think one in December and one in January, because I know that's usually when parents are buying a lot of food for the holidays. So even if you don't have the forms, just turn in an envelope or a baggie and then give it to the teacher, or give it to your student to give to the teacher. The teacher will put it in the PTC box. And I will try to check it at the end of this month, because Next submission does need to be postmarked by March 1st.
I got my $1.90 in there.
Woohoo!
At 31. I scan my receipts every time, so.
Yeah, it's really awesome and it's really easy. A lot of mine's actually for my family because they just set up their own account on their own phones and scan the receipts. So a lot of mine's not even from my household, but from my mom. And
I scan all my grocery receipts every time I go, and sometimes there'll be some on there, sometimes there won't.
yeah,
I don't really look for boxes that do, but usually I have one or two on there.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. And every once in a while, my family member will get something that says like they earned triple the points. And I'm like, okay. So it's really fun. Or, well, okay. It's not really fun, but it's a lot better than remembering to clip the box tops before you throw away the boxes. And then you have to remember to turn them in. They just like to be, it has to be done 14 days of data purchase. And you have to do from the top of the receipt all the way to the bottom of the receipt. Now, sometimes I go to Fred Meyer's and there's always like the areas of we're hiring. Here's your fuel points. Here's, all the stuff. You don't have to do that. Just to the point where it shows the date and your amount and the total purchase of the receipt. But again, if anyone's having problems, you can do that. And box tops are always having bonus box tops, like on Hamburger Helpers or I think some dressings or some yogurts. So you don't have to know what is double. The app actually does it when you scan the receipt. Any questions? Okay. So next one is after last meeting in January, a parent had emailed or texted me. She is willing to help out with doing the merchandise order. So I will contact Night Owl. I will find out what timelines we're looking at, verify prices, because I know with COVID, everything's gone up. We all know that. So I want to make sure that before we put in an order, we'll still be looking at the same prices that, if we do a t-shirt for $10, I think it was costing PTC like $9.75. So it's not really a big fundraiser that we do. I just want to make sure the t-shirts aren't going to cost us now like $12 and we're selling them for $10. If it does, we'll need to change the order form. So I'll hopefully check into that, and I will email the board for more information once I get that back from Night Owl. But since we have someone who's willing to help out, we can get that going again. Probably we'll have more information in March. If I have anything more ahead of time, I can at least let the board know. And I can also try posting something on Facebook. And then we can also try to get the order forms out to the teachers and the staff members so they can get them out to the students. Oh, someone's becoming a pillow, looks like. I love it. Hi. So the school does have we need 2 volunteers for the Spring Picture Day. It is on March 8th. I do not know what day of the week that is. But basically, when we do spring pictures, only kids who have turned in a spring picture packet will get the pictures. Basically, the volunteer will go to one classroom, another volunteer will go to another classroom. They'll escort those kids to the picture room, get their pictures taken, help make sure, no hair sticking up and no black guys are there and, food on their face. They'll get their pictures and then escort the kids back. So it's a lot quicker than regular school pictures. They will need 2 volunteers they're looking for. again on March 8th from 8:45 a.m. And they estimate they'll be done about noon. Again, it depends on how many kids turn the packets. It could be all day. You could be done at 10 o'clock. We don't know. They just estimate. Just like any volunteers that are in the school, you have to turn in the district application, which does take 2 weeks to pass. This is before the mask mandate is being lifted, so masks are required, and you are required to show proof of vaccination at your first time to either Mrs. Tom Tom, Mrs. Taco, Nina, our head secretary, and she will just put your name on a list saying that yes, she's seen the card. She won't need to take a picture of it or anything like that. Just makes a list that you do have the vaccination, because you will be around students, and that is district policy. So if you are interested in volunteering, please email me at northgreshamptc@gmail.com.
Do you want to say what the volunteers would get?
Oh, Richard, I was going to say that to the end.
Okay.
But yes, basically, if you volunteer, you will get one voucher to get a free, they have a certain package. It's not one of the packages they have available, but basically you get free pictures.
Standard packet.
Yeah, a standard packet. My mom did it in the fall, and it's not a big packet, but you do get at least, I think, like an 8x10, 2 5x7s. But I know we never volunteer and try to get things back, but if we do have 2 volunteers, basically you will get one voucher. So if you have 2 kids, you only have to pay pictures for 1 kid. If you only have 1 kid, you don't have to pay pictures at all, and you get free pictures for your kids. So if you want to, email me at northgreshamptc@gmail.com, and then I will send your information to Mrs. Tom Tom or Nina. Again, you'll have to make sure to have that district volunteer application filled out and approved. That does take 2 weeks. So if you want to do it, it does need to be approved by March 7th, because they have to have it by March 8th. So you're going to want to do it by this week. If you haven't done it, have your COVID vaccine card on the day of, so Nina knows. And then you'll have to be comfortable wearing a mask all day, basically. You can't take off your mask. Yes, you can have like a bottle of water and you can pull it down just to take a couple drinks of water and then put your mask back up. But you have to be comfortable wearing a mask all day, while you're there. So again, email me if you're interested in doing that. Are there any questions about volunteering or anything that we've talked about so far?
I have a question.
Oh, yes, Maria?
Yes. I turned in the volunteer background check form, I think like in December. How do I know? Like, I mean, I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it a checklist, or I don't.
Kind of the district does a whole no news is good news.
Oh.
They will contact you if you're not approved or they need more information, like, oh, the FBI is watching you for something. They'll contact you.
Okay.
If you haven't heard anything after 2 weeks, you are approved. Now that you are approved, that's great. The thing is, you can't just show up to the school and say, I'm here to volunteer. You do have to have a certain assignment, or if your student's teacher has said, hey, we're having a Valentine's Day party. Hey, I need you to come and cut out 300 clovers for a project. You need to have a certain assignment with a certain teacher, or I'm here for PTC for picture day, to be able to come and volunteer. That's the only thing, is just because of still kind of the COVID restrictions, and we want to keep every kid safe. It used to be able to, oh yeah, you can just volunteer and, oh, you can help out the library or something, or now they're just kind of being a little bit more stricter on, you have to have a certain assignment.
Mhm.
But if you've turned in December and you haven't heard anything from the district office, you're approved.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You also can email Heather there, because she's volunteer coordinator, aren't you still right now?
I'm taking over the position. I don't know how to check the district site. I will have to look into that, but I supposedly there is a way to check that out. I have no idea.
I mean, if you have her email address, you can always email her and say, hey, is there any volunteer positions coming up too? You can always check if you're interested.
Got it.
Yeah. And if I don't, because PTC right now with all the COVID restrictions and everything, we haven't quite been as active in the schools we want to. But if I know I have a parent that's, hey, I'm willing to volunteer, and if we need something, I can email you, or I'm really actually great at texting. Or emailing really late too. Because I have a full-time job and family and kids. So, we're all there, but I could also always give your name to Mrs. Tom Tom. If she finds something out, she can always reach out to you personally. She does that to one of our other parent volunteers, Amanda. I've been told that she's reached out to her when she needs just, a parent to help out with certain things.
Yeah, and you could probably call the office too and ask them if they need anybody volunteers, on any given day, and they'll let you know if they do or not.
Okay, great.
And we're going to be talking about the book fair here in a minute. And the book fair, when we decide to date and stuff, the book fair, we always need volunteers for that.
Okay.
So
yeah. And we also know that a lot of parents are, working full time, or you've got kids at home. The previous president, she brought one of her younger kids in all the time to help volunteer. That's kind of up to you. If you can only do certain days, certain times, we all understand.
Okay.
But any help is always a great appreciation. Even a big project and a couple little hands can always help make that big project so much smoother.
Definitely.
But thank you, Maria, for asking that question. We do appreciate it.
yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions? I promise we won't bite you. I can't physically bite you because we're all on the computer. But if you have anything, please let us know. Okay. So I know the big topic that we do need to talk about is the spring book fair, because I know that there was some big changes, Richard, with that we found out.
Yes,
so we couldn't do the dates. Is that correct?
Because of shipping delays and stuff, we can't have it until the BOGO fair until after the 15th of April. So when I talked to you and Katie in an email, I didn't get exact date or anything, or any kind of date. So I just made a date with the rep and set it for 4/28 to 5/6, which would be the first week of May.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, you being the coordinator, and I'm really bad at names, but I know there was a parent that said she was going to help out. As long as it's okay with you two, I'm good with whatever dates works.
Well, I tried to get a hold of Miss Sewell, but she didn't call me back, and I was hoping to talk to her tonight on here and see if she was okay with those dates. That would be basically put just so you know, let me look it up here. So that would be So if we got the boxes on the week of the 28th, it would get them probably around the 26th, 27th, with hopefully having a teacher preview on Friday the 29th. And if we're allowed back in school and being able to have it in school, hopefully a kids preview on that day too. And then if we're back in school and could have it there all week long with the kids coming in during lunch, that would be the 2nd to the 6th of May. So you have those dates.
Yeah.
I don't show any holidays except for Cinco de Mayo, so there's no missing school days there.
Okay. Yep. That would be my only concern. I did text Shonda the dates really quickly since I know she can't be in.
And yes, we would need lots of volunteers right then.
Yeah, to help set up for the preview, set up for the teacher preview,
and help run it through the week.
Yeah. Help run it through the week. Yeah. If you want a big event that could help out PTC, that's one of our big events that we have.
And it's pretty fun because you get to help kids look for books and help them choose books, and you get to see the smiles on their face when they come in and buy that book, and makes them happy. And
yeah, I kind of was able to stop in really quickly during one of the student preview days in the library during the fall. And the kids were so excited to have the book fair, and they were running around with their clipboards and writing down books.
Yeah. They were happy to see it in the school again.
Yeah. Now, with us not knowing, so normally we have book fair that kind of wraps into the family event night, which is usually on, I think, like a Wednesday night during the week. I don't know if the school's doing that, and we won't quite know, I don't think, for at least another month. I don't know if we can just move the book fair that quickly or not. So I don't know if we're going to have that family event night. Are we trying to do a Saturday event day?
Long as we can get information by, because they plan on not having masks anymore on March 31st. Long as by April 1st, I can change the dates if we needed to.
Okay.
I'm hoping with the mask being taken away, and if the district goes with it, that we will be able to have it in school, depending on what the district says. If not, then we can always have a one-day sale on that Saturday the 7th.
I know I am personally out of town on Saturday the 7th. Doesn't mean you guys can't have the date. I just know I will not be available to be that day and to help out.
To me, I'd rather have it at the school if it's going to be open back up. If we have to, we can move it up a week or so too.
Yeah. Well, why don't we tentatively put it down for that 28th and May 6th? I sent a message to Mrs. Sewell, and then we'll see if they are. I know she kept on saying March will know more.
Yeah.
So maybe by the next meeting, we might know if, hey, maybe the school wants to try doing a family welcome back night or something. We can move the book fair to match that night, or maybe we can do just a Wednesday evening. We open up the school type thing. We have the book fair. Maybe PTC can, we can try doing a couple stuff to, help bring parents back into the school for that one night versus doing a Saturday, or try doing a Saturday event. Yeah. I don't know what works for parents' schedules.
Well, we'll have to see what comes up in March, towards the end of March after spring break.
Yeah.
And what they're going to do. And either way, we can't have it until after the 15th of April anyway. So And then the following week after the 15th, there's a April 22nd. There's no school. I think it was. There's no school, and that's on a Friday.
Amanda was always the one that had the school calendar with her. I don't have the calendar with me
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, April 22nd, I think was Earth Day, and I think it was an in-school whatever day they call it.
Or in school, in service day.
It's Thursday, yeah.
Basically, teacher reports, but no students.
Yes, I looked it up on the calendar. It was okay. That week. It was the Friday of that week, and so that wasn't going to work.
Okay.
And that's why I chose the next week, because normally that Friday, if we did take that week, that Friday, we would have the teachers preview, and then the following week we'd have the cell.
Yeah.
But I just moved it up another week.
Okay.
And that, like I said, it's on it's with the company, with Scholastic now, the dates, but they can be changed.
Okay, well, I'm sure Mrs. Sewell will, look into it. We can talk about it in March once we kind of know more about, if we can do an in-school event like on a evening, or if we need to do a Saturday event, or if the school wants to try to do something, but maybe closer to the end of May versus the beginning or middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping we can do something that gets back to normal. The kids would like that, if they don't have to wear masks and all that. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm just afraid they're going to say, oh, yeah, as of March 31st, you don't have to. Well, then because of spring break and people go on vacations, COVID numbers and go back up. And I hate for them to, a week later, never mind, have to have masks on now. I hate for the kids to have that.
Make a lot of people mad. Especially when they're putting out all the hype about it.
Yeah, well, I agree. I'm sure all of us wants to get back to the
governor's going to be in a hot seat if she changes her mind.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about the book fair, or what do we normally do, or any ideas for the book fair? Yeah, you don't have to raise your hand. Just go ahead and talk.
So there was a book fair in the fall.
Yes, we had a book fair. The teachers or the students had a preview day. The teachers had a preview day. Mm-hmm. And then we were only open on a 1 day only Saturday event.
Oh.
Just because we couldn't be in the school, parents couldn't come in. So we kind of
did an all day Saturday.
Oh, how was that? Pretty successful? Did it rain?
Yes, it was very successful.
Yeah. And I think a lot of parents just like the idea of being able to come. We had the boxes in between the door to the cafeterias and the front door of the school. And so, a lot of people really enjoyed it. I think the worst part is we had wind. So the boxes were trying to close. And so we had to be careful to not have close. And we tried to do some games, but again, with the wind and rain, we couldn't have it. But even last year we did a all day event in the spring, and a lot of people loved it.
Yeah. I mean, the one in the fall was a record number sales. So
yeah, for a 1 day only.
One of our high sales. So
do you guys do like pre-orders, like if people can't make it? Or I mean, I know there's a lot of coordination trying to off things.
There is the sell, and then there's you can get online too, and there's a part of that. I think it's 20 or 30% of it. The sales that you buy online go to the school. So, but there'll be an online sale and an in-school sale.
Okay, but there's not
Both
like
will go on.
where they have a list of books that will be available, and instead of them having
Yeah, well, each kid
Mhm.
will get a flyer to bring home to their
Mhm.
family.
Okay,
That has, it's a little flyer that's like a little booklet with a bunch of different books in it that
yeah.
you choose from.
Mm-hmm.
And then there will be on the flyer that comes with it, with the booklet, will have the when you go on to Scholastic, it'll have the website to go to, the what is that called, URL
Yeah, yeah.
to go to,
Okay,
and you'll use that. And when you use that, then whatever you buy online there, it credits the school, and you can buy stuff online there. And I think if it's as long as you get over $25 in books, it's free shipping.
oh, okay.
But there's another point to that. If you buy toys or anything online with your
Mm-hmm.
books, the free shipping stops.
Oh,
So as long as you buy books online,
yeah.
$25 or over, it's free shipping. But as soon as you put one toy in there, the
Right.
shipping goes away. Just to warn you.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, you can buy online. There'll be a web thing to go to on that to show you where to go. And so it credits the school too when you buy.
Okay.
Yeah, and Maria, before COVID, the book fair used to be open during like library time and lunch recess. So the students could, as a parent, you could say, okay, here's $5, here's $10, you can go pick out a book.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, just due to COVID, since March of 2020, we haven't been able to do that. But we used to kind of and do a pre-sale to where you could send your child with money
Uh-huh.
when we had enough volunteers to do that during lunch and like during library time.
That's why we had a teachers and a kids preview, and the kids would come throughout the whole day on Friday. Each class would come in at their given time,
Mm-hmm.
and they would preview the books, and they would write down on their wish list of what books they want. And we had volunteers that's what we need volunteers for, to help them write down the books that they want, or
Mm-hmm.
we would print them a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following week, the kids could come in during lunch, and they can come in after school with their parent. I think it was about an hour and a half after school, but they can come in during lunch
Uh-huh.
period and buy books that their parents give them.
Right.
Or there's an e-wallet that you can put money on a e-wallet, so they can come in and give me their name, and then I just look up their name and say, oh, okay, they have $25. They can spend $25 on books.
Right.
So,
Oh, that's perfect. Okay.
and that's something would be in the flyers that you get something sent home too, is how to put money on an e-wallet.
Okay.
But it made it real fun for the kids because they got to control. They made their wish list, came home, mom and dad gave them money, and then they came in the next week, and they came in during lunch and bought books with their own money, and this just the look on their faces and the smiles when they got their books.
Oh, yeah.
And they had control of going in and buying it, and like going to a store.
Is there an option for like a teacher's wish list? Like we didn't have to buy school supplies this year. I mean, if there's any way that
Yes, we usually have a thing to where if you came into the store during lunch or right after school, we
Mhm.
have a board with all the teachers' names up there, and we have some card things. The teachers fill them out when they do their preview,
Mhm.
and they put them in their little slots. And if you go, say, Mrs. Verdorn, and Mrs. Verdorn's your kid's teacher, then you can go up and grab Mrs. Verdorn and grab one of her slips out and pick out a book that you want to buy for her.
Okay.
then you find that book, you buy it, I take it and I go give it to her after school or then the following day. And that's how that works.
Awesome.
And then it's got a little thing there says which kid gave it to her. So she announces it in class and tells the kid, thank you for the book and all that. So
Okay. Well, it sounds like you guys have it all figured out. Just need volunteers.
volunteers, yes.
Oh, can like grandma and grandpa volunteer? Like,
Yes.
gotta get them the background form or
As long
something.
as they have a volunteer, as long as they filled out one of those forms with the school and they're accepted as a volunteer, yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Richard. My son walked in and wanted to show me a toy.
That, and that would be great too. If grandparents came in and helped out and helped little kids find books, yeah, that would be great. And we do usually I usually try to get a large, a table with a large variety of Spanish books too.
Oh, great.
Not only they're not all English. We do get Spanish because we have a lot of Spanish speaking people and families in our school. So.
Mm-hmm.
And Maria, I know you said that you already signed up through the district. Just want to let everyone know I did put links in the chat, and I'll pin them in comments afterwards on the YouTube page to the district website for the volunteer application form, as well as the for more information on volunteering in the school district.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. He's our social media marketing director and helps with our website, so he can get all that techie stuff done for us.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, so we got about 8 to 9 minutes left in the Google Meets meeting. Was there any more questions about book fair or any ideas for the spring or what parents are wanting to look to see in for PTC for this coming up future? I know we're all thinking, you don't have to come up with something right away. Just we used to do a lot of stuff, and with COVID, we kind of went flat. So
I guess it's all dependent on if we can get back into the school. So.
Oh yeah. Well, if anybody has any ideas, you can always Facebook message our website, email, send a note with your kid, have the teacher put in the PTC box, and I will get it and I can contact you.
So Heather, you were saying on that text of something about CO whatever it was for the charitable things. Is that going to be a problem with having a book fair?
Do they require us to have the 503c? What's it called? The 501c3 that makes us a charitable. Do they require the tax ID for that at all? Do you know?
Who? Scholastic?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No, and this book fair, we will not make no money off of it anyways. It'll be all Scholastic dollars for the library.
Well, yes, this book fair
it'll be a BOGO fair.
Yeah.
Buy one, and Maria, it's a buy one get one free book fair this spring one.
Oh, wow.
Because we had a physical one in fall and we meet certain requirements, we qualify to have a buy one get one free book. So it's kind of nice. Parents like to, double up on their books for, the same amount of money for the summer reading.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and go to the treasurer's report. Unless anybody else has any questions or anything. Katie, I know I just texted you last night the 4 reimbursements that are sitting here. I'll have to drop off another packet to your house because there's a few things in here.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've got the deposits. They will into the bank account, so we're good on there. Aaron Keogh. There's a sticky note here saying I forgot what the maximum amount for the year was. He requested $304.98 in reimbursements, but our maximum per teacher is $275. So we're just going to send him a check for the $275. But it looks like he is already aware that there probably is not going to get full reimbursement. Molly Yand, another $46 out of her account for
Wood
gifts and
rounds for the 5th grade Christmas gifts, Starburst bag,
yeah,
hot cocoa and candy canes.
Molly Yand is using part of Mark Quinn's money to get parent gifts, like Christmas stuff, which is fine. The 5th grade teachers do that all the time.
Yeah.
Molly is also using part of David Bennett's money for the wood that they purchased off of Amazon. And then this was signed by David and signed by Mark saying it's okay to pay out Molly. So it looks like they pooled their money together and Molly probably bought it and David and Mark need to pay for their portion of it.
Yeah, I talked to Mrs. Yan. Basically, she bought it for the full 5th grade classes. And then, yeah, I just wanted to divide by 3.
Yep.
But the
That's what it looks like to me. We're good on that.
I approve those reimbursements back to the teachers. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. And then are we counting the deposits for this month, or are you doing that for next month?
They will be on the February bank statement because the bank statement's generated on the 8th.
Okay. Okay, so we'll report them in March.
Yep.
Okay. I put them on here just in case. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry.
It's a lot of different moving parts to keep track of. It's all good.
Yes, and this is where the co-treasurer would help out the treasurer with getting the bank deposits in, working on putting them in QuickBooks, and verifying it with the bank with Katie. Usually the co-treasurer and treasurer kind of work hand in hand together. One does mainly the books, one does all the cash handling. We've separated just for kind of a checks and balances system. But kind of Katie's been doing all the books and I run what I can, or Katie runs what she can.
Yeah.
So we're all working together and helping each other out. So we do have about 2-3 minutes left in the meeting. Does anybody have any questions, concerns, any helps or wants, needs, wishes? Well, if you think of anything, I'll say it again. My email is northgreshamptc@gmail.com. We have our website, northgreshamptc.com. You can contact us. You can use the contact us. That goes to Adam and me. So we'll get them directly and we can either forward it to whoever the question is for, or we can answer the question. You can always go to our Facebook page, North Gresham Parent Teacher Club, or is it PTC? I think it's Parent Teacher Club is written now on Facebook. You can use the Facebook Messenger, or you can put a message on there and I will admit it. I check it probably about 3 times a day. I may not answer right away, but we are here and available. I'll stay on for the couple more minutes, but I'll officially adjourn the meeting at 7:27 unless in case anyone has any questions or concerns or is afraid to speak up. We're here to help you out.
I was gonna say, speaking of the website, when I was looking at it earlier tonight, trying to view it, it's telling me that it's expired, though our subscription and everything looks good. It's set to renew here on the 19th. So I'm gonna look into that, and I'll check with you guys and see if you can view it, or if maybe I've got an old version cache that's not working.
7.
What, Katie?
The
Just
countdown
counted
has
down.
started.
Oh,
All
All
so
right.
I'll work with you, Kitty or Heather, to
we're
get that figured
ending.
out.
Bye.